You're gonna have to move, brothers. Hold on. Oh my gosh, back up.
Just seeing storm chasing video like this is pretty intense and dramatic, but Friday's tornado in Oklahoma proved it's also a very dangerous profession, even deadly for those who head for the center of the storm. Chasers really do risk it all to research twisters and capture the intensity of tornadoes on video. We asked on Facebook tonight if the deaths of the chasers in Oklahoma should change the way that violent storms are covered. Gary says it should tell the untrained amateurs to stay in the storm cellars and not try to be video chasers. Even professionals can be killed, which puts the amateurs at a very high risk. Brandy says it should not be changed. The work of these men are the reason why the folks in Moore had 16 minutes warning. We really don't know a lot about tornadoes. The research must continue so that more lives can be saved in the future. And finally, Robert told us, as a storm chaser for 15 years, this is definitely a sad day. However, their deaths were not in vain. They understood the risks of chasing violent storms, as we all do, and their efforts over the years have probably saved thousands.
Well, meteorologist Steve McCauley is going to join us right now. I chased storms while I was in Oklahoma City, and you've done it. Do you really think it's gotten a lot more dangerous over the years, Steve?
I think so. Of course, during my height of chasing was over 20 years ago when I was in college, when I was chasing for Texas Tech and Purdue University. It would be very rare to go out and find another chaser on the same storm, and now it's not unusual at all to find at least 100 chasers on the same storm, and every one of those has the same escape route planned out. So you can imagine 100 people trying to get on that one little unpaved road to get out of harm's way, and it can be very, very dangerous. And I also think technology, it's kind of a two-edged sword here, because a lot of people think if they have the latest technology, they will be warned before they're in danger. But sometimes that is not the case. Of course, back in my day, we didn't have all the communications and technology that we have today.
Now, there's so obviously an adrenaline rush with this, and we see the videos on the news and on YouTube, and I think it draws in a lot of people who aren't necessarily professionals as well. There's some real dangers here. This does take a lot of training to get this down, and even the professionals, as we saw this time around, can be in terrible danger.
It really does. Again, back when I was at Texas Tech, we used to have a lot of students who would hang out around the Atmospheric Science Building, and they would wait to see us leave, and then they would follow us. We would come back with some very interesting data and some video for analysis, and they would come back with busted windshields and a lot of insurance claims on their cars.
And you mentioned the video, because that's a lot of times, besides the warning, we want to see these pictures. I mean, do you think trying to get as close as you can to get the best pictures has made it more?
I think that is a very sad fact, but unfortunately, if you don't know what you're doing chasing tornadoes, they can end up chasing you.
Yeah, these men had a ton of experience, and look what happened here. Thank you, Steve. We'll check in with you a little bit later on for the forecast. Well, it's also always safer to be inside a sturdy building than on the road if there is a tornado warning in your area. A lot of people got in their cars this time around. You never want to get closer to the storm to get video or pictures if you're not a trained storm chaser, and get out of the way, get inside if you have a warning in the area. Another safety precaution you can take, building a storm shelter. And on our website right now, information on federal funds available starting this week to build one of those shelters. And the government will actually help you out with this. Just go to WFAA.com/links.